bizarre serial killings in Ueno crisis solved? I doubt it. On the night of February 10th, an investigator from the Ueno police station, acting on a tip, discovered multiple dismembered corpses in the chapel attached to the Kaio Private Academy. A teacher at the academy, 27-year-old Hukamizu Kaoru, was arrested under the suspicion of homicide and abandoning corpses. From the appearance of the corpses, there's a chance that the suspect may be involved in the bizarre serial murder case. The Ueno police are frantically trying to get to the bottom of the matter. 3 days after that horrible night. Finally discharged from the hospital, covered head to toe in bandages. Got bruises all over. What's more, sustained a deep wound from taking a hatchet to the left shoulder. Can't exactly be written off as a light injury. Since I couldn't stand being cooped up in that boring hospital room for days on end, I forced them to discharge me. Ah, shit. Waves of throbbing pain clamped down on me. The pain radiates out from the side of my head where that nun clocked me pretty hard. Disgusted, I unraveled the bandages around my forehead and tossed them onto the ground. The doctors examined me and found no abnormalities with my head. However, the intermittent headaches plaguing me don't appear to be ending anytime soon. Damn, it's cold. Exhalations send up puffs of white as I crane my head to look upward at the skies above Ueno. It's covered in gray clouds. Sight alone is enough to make one's spirits sink. When I arrive in front of the Ikshiro, I'm greeted by Toji's poker face. Hey, Toji. Sounds a lot angrier than she normally is. Hey, I got permission, you know. Well, now that I can't deny. She breathes a deep sigh. Look on her face is one of exasperation. Man, I'm not hurt that badly. It's my own body, I'd know. Toji snatches my luggage away. Hey, come on. She passed through the doorway without so much as a backward glance. Sheesh. I sigh and follow along in her wake. I run into Kazuna at the end of the hallway. And she hasn't changed one bit. I reply with a wry smile. Well, let's see. I'm doing just fine. Toji chooses that moment to nudge me in the arm. She gives me a significant look. I get what she's trying to say. She's probably giving me a silent lecture about apologizing to Kazuna. Even though I was facing a crisis, I said some pretty horrible things to Kazuna. You know, Kazuna. I'm sorry about what I did that night. You saved my life. She tilts her head, confused. You went and got Toji, right? Even though I said all those mean things to you. She frantically waves her arms around. Toji pats Kazuna on the head gently and says, Let him know, Toji. Let him know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you, Kazuna. Kazuna nods happily after hearing our words. And then, after a lengthy chat, Kazuna tells us she needs to return to the theater to rehearse. Wow, pretty busy, huh? She waves her hand at us spunkily and leaves my room. Spunkily. What a phrase.
私も帰ることにするよ。
Doji then proceeds to stand up. Sure, should accompany Kaz in the back.
分かってる。
Doji turns around to look at me as she's about to leave.
それから例の件だが、
Other matter.
例の死の腕が追っていた見かけだ。近いうちに情報が入る。準備をしておいてくれ。
That's what she leaves me with. My room is strangely silent after both ladies have departed. It's been a few days since I've been back here. Flop down onto the tatami. If I close my eyes, I can hear the hustle and bustle coming in from the street outside. The noise that I've gotten used to over this past year. None of us ended up mentioning Rin in our chat. We just couldn't find it in ourselves to bring her up. Someone knocks on the door while I'm dozing on the tatami. Hatsune? Sit up and call toward the sliding door. Come on in.
失礼しますよ、旦那。
Madame Majaka shows herself inside. Ah, madam. I quickly adjust my posture and bow my head toward her. I apologize. I should have gone to see you. I didn't have to come here and...
いいんですよ、旦那。そんなにかしこまられたら、私の方が困っちまうよ。
Madam then takes a seat across from me. I guess, but... Funeral services for Rin Ota had been conducted the day before yesterday. I wasn't able to attend due to being hospitalized. Snuck a peek at her face. Not surprised at what I see. Madam looks absolutely exhausted.
今日も冷えますね。
She suddenly breaks the silence. Yeah. Well, that has been clearing up. Should have been bringing everyone down, huh?
まったくですよ。お天気がこんな調子じゃ、怪我の治りも良くないんでしょうね。
And not much I can do about it. She points towards my left shoulder with her pipe. Who knows? Doctor said it'd take a while.
え
I suppose I got what I deserved. I allow myself a derisory chuckle.
そうですね。旦那、初音をそばにつけましょうか。
Huh?
飯を食うにも湯に入るのも、その腕じゃ何かと不便でしょう。使ってやってくださいな。
Well... Ask Kajaka to do it instead. No. What about you, though? Don't make the madam of the establishment, especially after you pointed out how exhausted she looked. Ha! The balls to do that. Fuck off. You thank her for her kindness. I accept the madam's favor without protest. That'd be a great help. I feel bad for Hatsune, but I'd appreciate her assistance all the same.
何、そんな恐縮しないでくださいよ。第一旦那の世話なら、あの子は喜んでやりますよ。
I see. Sometime during our conversation, I realized that the sun's already begun to set.
おっと、もうこんな時間ですね。それじゃ、私はこの辺で。
She stands up and slides open the door. Madam?
何です？
I hesitate. Something I was unable to bring myself to say to her when she visited me at the hospital 2 days ago. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't able to save Rin. Keep my eyes downcast, unable to look the madam in her face. If only I'd been a little faster. Well, no matter how much I pour my heart into them, in the end my words are nothing but cheap excuses.
旦那、
When I raise my head, she's looking at me with a sad smile on her face.
もういいんですよ。旦那が生きて戻ってきてくれた。それで十分じゃないですか。
Madam? Looks like she's suddenly struck by an idea.
そうそう。明日墓参りに行こうと思ってたんですよ。旦那も一緒にいかがですか？
Visiting Rin's grave. Planning on going by myself anyway. This is a good opportunity. Yes, of course I will. Damn right I will. After Madame Mijaka leaves, I sit there vacantly, staring at the scenery outside my window. My mind is blank. I kill time by doing nothing at all. Night descends upon the city. Step out from the Ikishiro's front entrance. It's time for a stroll. It's been opened back up for business starting tonight. However, I don't see the usual raucous crowds. Rumors have probably gone around about the 2 prostitutes who were murdered. Stop under a street lamp and light up a cigarette. Well then. Looks like the Ueno murders have been solved for now, but the conclusion was something I would have never imagined even in my wildest dreams. However, there's still several questions left unanswered. Hukamisa's true motives, why she left Ota's body in that state, and... I sink into deep thought, my mind churning away as I stare at the falling snow. God, hey. Yeah, no. He's right to be questioning shit, dude, though. Because I have a feeling this is gonna be similar to kind of like what happened in Kata no Shoujo, where like we thought we had caught the killer, right? We caught the guy and we're like, oh yeah, it's all wrapped up, it's all done. That storyline's done. Now we focus on Kazuna's deal. Like, no, I think there's something more to it that will probably connect into finding Kazuna's sister as well. There's something more to it that we're not quite done with that incident quite yet. Suddenly someone addresses me from behind. Arashima-san. For the time being, I show Arashima-san into my room and have Hatsune bring us some tea. Hatsune leaves after placing teacups in front of us. I saw Arashima-san once while I was hospitalized, but we weren't really able to talk then. He listens carefully while I give him a detailed rundown of my injuries. I did nothing of the sort. His eyes crinkle in amusement after hearing me say that.
やっぱりお前は欲がない男だな。感謝状も辞退して新聞に名前を出すのも断った。うまく立ち回れば現代の名探偵と英雄扱いされただろうに。まあそのあたりがお前らしさなんだろうが。
Well, it's because the fact that Toji and I were involved in this hidden from the press. Toji was vehemently against having her name appear on the headlines. Not surprised, considering her profession. Of course, I also didn't want anything to do with the hordes of unscrupulous reporters swarming around for scraps. I'm just not that type of person. Besides, there's no way I could accept thank you cards when something that ghastly happened. It was truly a depressing event. Rin's body, along with the corpses of 2 other girls, were discovered inside that basement. The 2 girls had been treated as missing persons up until that point. Until their bodies were discovered, the authorities weren't able to put a solid count of the number of people Hukamiza had murdered. The girls' lives were stolen from them unfairly, without any forewarning. If I could, I'd like to forget this all happened. Arashima-san narrows his eyes and scrutinizes me.
No.
Sorry, I'll let you finish. No, I didn't say that.
まあ、お前ならそう言うと思っていたが、それでも事件の顛末ぐらいは知りたいだろう。奴の供述からいろいろと分かったことがある。
Is this really okay with you, Arashima-san? I mean, telling me about it.
堅苦しいことを言うな。お前は今回の件では一番の功労者だろう。
God damn right I do.
どうだ？聞きたくないか？
Hukamiza's testimony. I'd be straight up lying if I said no. Sure, if you please. Arashima-san then begins relaying to me the information they gleaned from interrogating the mass murderer, Hukamiza Kaoru. Hukamiza Kaoru was unable to have children.
10年前の入院履歴が発見されてな。どうやら下腹部の腫瘍を取り除く際に子宮の一部も摘出していたらしい。
She wanted to get married and dreamed of someday making a happy family with her husband, but that's when crisis struck. To her, realizing her own mental image of happiness was more important than actually being in love and having a child.
以前から空想癖のある娘だったが、手術後はその傾向がさらに強くなっていったようだ。
The illusion of happiness she built up inside of her shell. In order to protect that dream, she was faced with the task of finding a new image for herself. She might have been within the realm of salvation if she'd only been able to reach out to someone for help. However, her parents were apathetic to her plight, her friends spurned her and called her creepy. Loneliness, despair, and alienation. The shell she built around herself kept growing harder. Her mind steadily grew more warped. She wanted to live in a world where she had a loving family, where nobody could hurt her and everybody accepted her. That was the happiness she sought.
そこで深水が出会ったのがキリスト教だ。
And then she encountered Christianity.
と言っても、キリスト教の教義自体に興味を持ったわけではないだろう。 やつが
All comes back to Christianity,
イエ
doesn't
ス誕生の際の有名な逸話
it? Well, no.
少女
I would say it all comes back to. I say that as if that. Whatever. It was a holy miracle in which Mary became pregnant without having coupled with a man. Before long, she gave birth to the Son of God. She had received a sign from heaven. She believed that in order to give birth to a child while lacking a uterus, she would require a miracle from God.
どうも支離滅裂な妄想というか因果が点灯しているような考え方だがやつにとってはそれが真実だったようだな
She joined the Christian church and became a fervent soldier of the faith, and everyone around her showered her with praise. However, her mind gradually became twisted from 10 years of praying for something that would never happen.
海洋学園に赴任してきた頃から兆候は出ていたそうだ
Girls at the academy possessed the possibility of obtaining the happiness so unfairly stolen from her. Was it jealousy, or perhaps envy? Regardless, the way she looked at her students was definitely not normal.
そしてついにやつは自らの手を汚した
First victim was a student who wasn't feeling well, Isaka Shizuko. Under the pretense of taking her home in the carriage, she instead imprisoned the girl in that cellar.
そんな風にしてやつの犯行は始まった海洋学園の学生は怪しまれると思ったんだろう標的を街を歩く女たちに変えてな
Arashima-san proceeds to give me a detailed rundown of Hukamizu Kaoru's testimony.
深水は被害者の子宮を食べることで自分の子宮が再生し神の子を授かることができると信じていたそれこそが奇跡だと
Can't believe she killed all those people over something so ridiculous.
私にだって理解はできんよまあそれが奴の本心か単なるデタラメか
Arashima-san
確かめる術は
shrugs.
もうなくなってしまったがな
No way to verify? Getting a bad feeling about this.
ああ昨日の夜だ深水は留置所の中で舌を噛み切った
That's ridiculous. The hell were her guards doing? Arashima-san's face clouds over with displeasure at my question.
そう大きな声を出すな修吾逮捕されてからの奴の態度があまりに従順だったからな取り調べに正直油断していたよ留置用で倒れている奴を見つけた時には手遅れだった
Can't believe this. Hukamizu committing suicide. Is that really how this case is going to be closed? With that unsatisfying conclusion? Arashima-san, did Hukamizu admit to all the murders being her own work?
そうだな奴に死なれる前にそのあたりの供述は取れていたがそれがどうかしたのか
Otto was murdered too. That strange, bizarre corpse in Ueno Park. Something inside of me tells me that isn't Hukamizu's work. Right.
上野公園の死体かああ一応認めていたようだがな正直に言うとそのあたりの供述は奴の錯乱がひどくていまいち理解できない部分が多くてな
I see. Guess I have no choice but to choke it down. Even if I want to confirm the truth, the crucial piece of the puzzle, Hukamizu, has already been silenced for all eternity. You really satisfied with this, Arashima-san? Closing the case like this?
そうだな教会の地下室から次々と証拠が発見されている容疑者の疑う理由はないな
He shrugs and flashes me a wry smile. I see. I reluctantly nod in agreement.
ところで修吾例の光月家の依頼はどうだ進展しているか
Arashima-san suddenly changes the subject. I don't really know. Truth be told, I haven't done any work at all since Ota's murder. Plan to pick up the search again starting tomorrow. Reality, though, I have no idea how long it will take.
そうかいや詮索するつもりはないんだがお前を先方に紹介した手前もある少々気になってな
Yeah, I understand completely. Right at that moment, a thought pops into my head. The incident from 10 years ago. Arashima-san might know something about Yoda's accident, which Keiichiro refused to speak to me about. However,
いや光月氏は私にも詳しい事情は話してくれなかったよ
Arashima-san promptly denies having any knowledge. I see. You find it rather hard to believe that Kosuke Keiichiro would just mouth off to someone about a personal crisis that could potentially upset his social standing.
しかしシュウゴ、どうしてそんなことを？
I was just a bit curious. I evaded his question by making an ambiguous remark. No matter how busy he may be, it's rather uncharacteristic of Arashima-san to not actually have all the details of a request on hand. Though there's no way I can actually bring myself to say that to his face. After a short while, Arashima-san tells me he has some work left to do and departs for the Ueno police station. Now alone in my room, I let my frazzled mind wander. When suddenly...
いやいや、これは恐れ入ったね。かわいそうにも彼女は死んでしまったんだね。
Nana, okay. I'm like, wait, whose voice is that again? Closet door rattles open. Why were you in my closet? I mean, I guess if anyone's gonna be in my closet, it's her, but god damn it, you weird little shit. What?
やあ、シュウゴ、お勤めご苦労様。生きて帰ってきてくれて僕は嬉しいよ。
It's Nana.
いや、君を驚かそうと思ってこの押し入れに待機していたんだけどね。有島警部が一緒だったから出るに出られなくなってしまった。
She just babbles on and on after she opens her mouth. I know Nana's accustomed to doing some weird things, but there are limits, damn it. When the hell did eavesdropping become one of your hobbies, huh?
シュウゴは失礼だな。偶然にも僕の隠れている場所に君たちの話が聞こえてきたのであり、断じてそれは盗み聞きとは意味が違うんだよ。
But the point remains, she heard every single word of our conversation.
むしろ恥ずべきは他人の耳のある可能性を考慮せず内密な話を始めてしまった君たちの2人の方にあると思うがどうだろうね。
Possibility that there would be someone hiding inside my closet, eavesdropping. Oh please, it's not even worth thinking about.
それにしてもあれだね。
Nana doesn't seem the least bit concerned about my displeasure. She just keeps running her mouth off like she usually does.
殺人鬼の孤独、渇望、心の闇。その冷血な心にも人知れぬ苦悩があったというわけだ。ありがちな話だが、しかしカニバリズムの動機が自然療法か。それはどうも納得いかないな。
Nana continues murmuring to herself. Don't really like how it sounds either, but I can't just let her sit here and keep insinuating things. Nana, what's bothering you?
いやいや、まだ何の根拠もない違和感のようなものなんだけどね。深水くんのカニバリズムの意図。あれは要は肝臓の弱った老人が牛のレバーを食べて精をつけるようなものだよね。
Using a vulgar example to draw a connection, huh? Nana pays no heed to my cold reply and keeps right on talking.
つまり弱った部位にはそれと同種のものを加えて補強しようという考え方なんだけど、何か作為的なものを感じるね。どうも狂人がひねり出したにしては理が勝ちすぎているような気がするんだな。あの刹那的な深水くんがそんな目的論的な狂い方をするものかな。シュウゴはどう思う？
How the hell would I? That's honestly what I was about to say. I'm like, how the fuck would I know?
なんだいシュウゴ、それは思考の放棄かい？そんなことだから君は成長しない上に徐々に頭が悪くなっているんだよ。
No, I
自
sure
覚し
don't.
てるかい？僕のような聡明の塊のような人間ならばすぐにでもある仮説が思い浮かぶんだがね。
Don't tell me you. Nana cuts in as I'm about to finish with know something again.
いやいやいや、待ちたまえシュウゴ。君も探偵小説は読んだことがあるだろう？それな、まだそれを話す段階ではない。なんてね。
Huh? Nana cackles in satisfaction, the laugh coming from deep within her throat. Probably doesn't matter what I say to her at this point. However, there's still something I need to ask her about. Hey Nana, what the hell is this? Show her the key to the cellar.
ああ、怖い顔しているねシュウゴ。もしかして役に立たなかったかい？それは失礼。
That's not what I
僕
meant.
にだって失敗することはあるよ。確率上は
Oh my
ね。
god, she's still going. Raise my voice in anger. Every time I talk to her, I end up getting irritated. Where did you get this key? Paying no heed to my frustration, Nana replies without missing a beat.
何って本人からもらったに決まってるじゃないか。それとも何かい？シュウゴは僕が盗んだとでも言いたいのかな？
The woman herself? That'd mean Fukumizu Kaoru. Yeah, the unprecedented psychopathic murderer who butchered several young ladies. Her.
犯罪者は基本的に孤独だからね。僕に通報する気がないと分かるとすごく喜んでくれたよ。彼女も内心では友達が欲しかったんだろうね。
Nana smirks at me. Can't believe you. Words Hukamizu spoke to me while we confronted each other in the cellar surface came back into my
今
mind.
日はたくさんお客様が来てくれて、一緒にいてくれる方が欲しかったところですし。
So that wasn't a joke at all. She actually meant it. In that case.
僕も彼女の存在には興味があったからね。なかなか愉快な会食だったよ。珍しいものも食べられたしね。
Wait, that means you... The thought alone shakes me to the core. So you knew all along and you let her go?
さあ、どうなんだろうね。
She puts on a simpering smile.
まあ、シュウゴは感謝するべきだと思うよ。あの孤独な友人を裏切って、僕は君に地下室の鍵を渡したんだからね。
You know, she conducts herself according to her own interests and curiosity, paying no heed to laws or ethics. I really, really loathe Nana when she does that.
そうそう、友人といえばこんなものがあるんだ。
Nana pulls a letter out from her uniform pocket.
僕の学園の友人なんだけど、何やら君と旧知の間柄らしいんだね。シュウゴに会いたいと言っていたから、
Huh?
よろしく頼んだよ。
She stuffs the letter into my pocket. Whoa, Nana.
それからこれも受け取ってくれ。大怪我をした君への僕からのお見舞いだ。
She tosses a box full of cakes at me.
小田原名産の半殺しという白玉の入ったおはぎだよ。美味しいからぜひ食べるといいよ。いやいや、別に半殺しといっても君の体の状態を皮肉ってセレクトしたわけじゃないから、くれぐれも悪く取らないでくれたまえ。
I'm rendered speechless. Honestly, I've lost the will to even keep talking to her.
よし、受け取ってくれてありがとう。それじゃあ僕の用事は済んだ。シュウ
Oh,
ゴ、
yay.
また遊びに来る
God, I
よ。
can't wait. Nana exits my room chuckling, and left with a letter and a box of those half-killed ohagi in my hands. Lying prostrate on top of the tatami, I ponder over the facts I've heard from both Nana and Arashima-san. Hukamizu Kaoru confessed and then committed suicide. It appears as though the case is closed in the string of bizarre murders in Ueno. However, something just doesn't add up. Think back to the moment when Rin disappeared. Why on earth did Hukamizu Kaoru summon Rin of all people? Her testimony didn't touch on Rin at all. Then who the hell called for her? And for what? That's a good point. Okay. Well, like we already figured there was someone else involved, like, especially when they bring up Ota's murder and how it's vastly different from everyone else's. I imagine someone involved in this weird freaky cult or whatever knows about Kaoru, right? Like, knew about what she did and intentionally, like, drew Rin towards her, is what I imagine happened. But then it's a question of why did they do that? Why Rin specifically? Why? The apprehension inside me shows no sign of abating. So, we know they weren't just targeting like whores specifically, right? Prostitutes specifically. Because they said that her very first victim was a student, right? So we knew that Kaoru targeted young women. Just young women in general because they had something that she did not. Right? So, I'm guessing this person knew of that, and it's this other person that lured Rin away who has a disdain for prostitutes. So they would purposeful. So, like, they made a showing of Ota's body, who was a prostitute, right? And then they lure Rin, who was a prostitute, towards the person who they knew, like, had a what's the phrase I'm looking for? Who they knew would dismember young women. So they manipulated Kaoru into killing a prostitute for them, and then that also takes the heat off of them, right? Whoever they are, whoever the they is that did what they did to Otaha, they used Kaoru to take the heat away from them. Everyone's focused on Kaoru, and now that she's dead, it's like, okay, the murders are gonna stop, right? And this person who's been doing whatever they've been doing can carry out their business, can continue to carry out their what the fuck? Their business in private. There we go. Okay. Interesting. But the point being, whoever this is, whoever this other person is, specifically has a disdain for prostitutes. We know that much. I don't like this one bit. When Adashima-san had smiled and said the case was closed, was he really telling the truth? Is there yet another side to this sordid affair? Absolutely. I have no idea how long I've spent pondering things over.
修吾様、お風呂が空きましたので。
Hatsune's calm voice comes from the opposite side of the screen and jerks me out of my reverie. Oh, thanks, Hatsune. That's right. Well, I've pretty much boiled everything down for now. Let's go take a bath for a change of pace. I slide open the screen and walk into the hallway. Hatsune's there waiting for me. Hatsune, thanks for doing this for me.
あ、はい。初音、精一杯お世話します。
She nods with her face flushed beet red. There, if that's embarrassing, you really don't have to help me out. She's probably not used to the sight of the naked male body yet, so I won't force her to do this.
いいえ、平気ですから。これは初音の大切なお仕事ですから。
She takes the lead and hurries down the corridor. Of course, her face is still burning red. Well, if she says so. Feeling somewhat apologetic about the situation, I follow along behind. And...
失礼します。
Thanks for doing this. I nod with my eyes facing straight forward. Seems that Hatsune's only got a thin silk undergarment on. I mean, I don't have a heart of stone or anything. If I see something that close up, I don't know if I'll be able to keep my cool.
修吾様、気持ちいいですか？
Yeah, scrubbing a bit harder is fine. Try my best to act like a kindly older brother.
はい、わかりました。
She proceeds to scrub harder.
修吾様、どうですか？
For some reason, she seems out of breath. Hatsune? Ah, nuts. I don't think I can hold back if she's going to talk like that.
それじゃ、前の方も。
Oh, no need for the front. Ah. She's gonna show homeboy's meat like that, huh? Swish.
修吾様、
Fingers brush against my erect member, proof that my self-control had shattered quite a while ago.
修吾様。
Hatsune has a look of intense wonder on her face. She takes a good long stare at my crotch. I told you, there's no need to worry about the front. As I stand up in a panic, Hatsune is flung aside by my motion. She slips and falls. I can see straight through the thin silk that's clinging wetly to her skin.
修吾様、ごめんなさい。
Hatsune flees the bath, blushing furiously. Sheesh. Looks like that was too much for poor Hatsune. Still naked, I breathe a long sigh. After getting back to my room, I flop down on my futon and sigh. Feel kind of like I'm even more tired now than I was before my bath. Suppose it's inevitable, given what happened in there. Feel a sharp jabbing pain. Comes from the side of my head, the place where I got whacked by Hukamiza. I'll just screw myself up and silently endure the pain until it goes away. Might be due to all my anxiety melting away since I've returned home. The dull aching sensation inside my head just doesn't seem to be going away. Suppose I might as well go to bed. If this rate, I can't even organize my thoughts properly. Sighing once again, I wriggle under the futon and close my eyes. Thankfully, sleep steals over me almost immediately. Valentine's Day! Yay! Can't wait for something very lovely to happen. And the next morning, Madame Majaka is standing outside under the cold, cloudy winter sky. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. We're gonna go see Rin's grave. And white puffs of air rise from her lips. Thanks for waiting, madam. I call out to her as I make my way over to her side, crunching frost flowers underneath my feet. She turns towards me and flashes me a little smile when she hears my voice.
それじゃ旦那、行きましょうか。
Sure. Pass through the crowds in front of the train station as we head for the cemetery in Yanaka. Madame Majaki keeps reminiscing about Rin and Otaha as I nod along and listen. She talks about the good times, the happy times. She seems to have an endless supply of fond memories with both girls. Yeah. Now that you mention it, the thought suddenly pops in my head when the topic of Otaha comes up. Have Koyuki and Sari not returned to the Yukishiro yet? Those two girls were Otaha's proteges. I haven't seen them at all lately.
ああ、あの子たちですか。この前部屋を覗いたら、荷物がすっかりなくなってましてね。
What?
出て行ったんでしょうね。もともと仕事熱心な子たちじゃなかったし、いつかはこうなると思っていましたが。
Fleeting look of sadness passes over her face. I see. She's not along robotically, unable to come up with any words to comfort her. The graveyard at Yanaka is 2 stops down the line. Both of us climb up as we approach our target destination. When we reach Ota and Rin's grave, we clean the stone with water and place flowers on it. Why this grave, madam?
ああ、二人とも身寄りがなかったからね。私の身内として葬ってもらったんですよ。
Aww. Man. I can hear sadness in Madame Majaka's voice as she replies to my question. I see. I crouch down in front of the marker and place my hands together. The faint scent of burning incense wafts over from nearby. After we finish paying our respects, the madam and I are on our way back to the Ikshiro when suddenly a light snow begins to fall. While we were standing in front of the grave, the madam reminisced fondly about the time she'd spent with both girls.
それにしても、あの子は旦那によく懐いてましたね。
Yeah, she was. Yeah. As I made the Ikshiro my temporary home 1 year ago, Rin's cheerful personality had saved me from my frequent bouts of depression.
旦那、ご存知でしたか？
She suddenly directs a question at me.
旦那はあの子のお兄さんにそっくりなんだって。いつだったかあの子が嬉しそうに話していましたよ。
Rin had an older brother?
ああ、戦争で一家がバラバラになっちゃってそれっきりみたいですけどね。仲のいい兄弟だったって話なんで、あの子も本当は寂しかったんでしょうね。
I see. Rin always had a cheerful grin on her face. She never showed that sadness on the outside.
あの子は旦那の照れたような笑顔が好きだってよく言ってましたよ。
え？
そんな時の顔が特にお兄さんに似ていたんですかね。私は仏頂面の旦那しか知らないから意外でしたよ。
The madam turns to me with a sad smile.
いいですか旦那。いつまでも引きずって塞ぎ込んでいちゃダメですよ。そんなことあの子だって望んでいないでしょうから。
Yeah, I know. Feeling of loss makes my heart ache. Well, it's always been this way. Went off to war to protect my family, and when I came back, I became a police officer to uphold the law. However, I never had the confidence to work toward protecting those who really deserve it. Tormented by my own powerlessness, I fled to the Ikshiro. But even then, I wasn't able to protect those who were important to me.
旦那、
Madame Majaka now wears an intense, serious look on her face.
教えてくださいな。この事件は
もう終わったんですよね。あの
Adam's
子た
voice
ちは
quavers slightly.
安心してあの世に行けるんですよね。
I wish I could tell you that's the case, madam. I really do. Yeah. But is that really the truth? No. Seeds of doubt have already been planted deep inside my heart. However, don't you worry, madam. It's all over now. Can't find it in myself to answer any other way. No. Nope. It's not over, though. It's not over, though. The woman's stifled cries echo throughout the room, mingling with the moist sounds of copulation. The walls of her pussy are burning hot. Ah, someone's getting, graped. Stares at the woman riding on top of him with a vacant, uninterested look. Or not. Maybe he's visiting a brothel. Is that how he selects his victims? He goes to a brothel as an unassuming customer. And is just like, yep, this one. Nope. Gotcha. It has nothing to do with a brothel. This is the priestess lady. Okay, so the man chops him up. The priestess lady has some involvement, but all right. Okay. Looks down on her with dead eyes as she lies upon the bed. A puppet such as herself will not serve as a substitute. Even fucking her to suppress his hunger is just a temporary measure. Vacant eyes brim with desire. All he seeks is one thing and one thing alone. And that is... Chapter 3. Here I sit with 2 letters in front of me. One of them is from Nana. According to her, it's a message from an old acquaintance of mine and trusted her to give it to me. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, Takashiro Shuga-sama. I could hardly contain my excitement upon learning you were Nana's-san's older brother, which led me to writing you this letter. If you're free, I would like to meet you at noon, the day after tomorrow. It's signed Ayasaki Takako. Ayasaki? Name sounds vaguely familiar. Something tells me she's connected to a case I worked on in the past. I wonder what she wants with me after all this time. Oh well, guess I'll find out when I see her. Fortunately, I have free time then. I see no problems with meeting up. However, there's still one more letter. Toji came and dropped it off early this morning. As usual, it's short and to the point. Apparently she has some information for me regarding the mistress affiliated with the Hand of Death. We're to meet up at the cafe at 5 p.m. New information. Will be a new lead that will get us closer to finding Kosuke Yura.